So, back at it, Nakati, the laboratory, bedroom, studio, to an extent. It's like I said I was building, home office studio in the front room, and this is just the bedroom. So, I mean, studio too, but, it's like bedroom studio, home office studio. Get the point, get the differences, don't you? So, with that being said, God bless, all glory be to God. To discuss what's on my mind right now, at the top of my head, I want everybody to understand on how to get ahead with this one. To all my middle school siblings out there, aka my younglings, as I said in the first video that I had to delete. Younglings was the original term. Middle school siblings is the evolved term, but both go with the subject matter. You can call, them both. I mean, younglings, definitely more towards, the middle schoolers and the freshmen, sophomores, and high schoolers. And middle school siblings are obviously strictly towards the middle school kids. But both terms, still, as they can be used as God first as you want to use them and put them and so on. I just know those are definitely. I mean, supposedly younglings came from Star Wars supposedly, but I'm like, really? Like, I didn't know that. So I'm not the first one to come up with that one, but I am the first one, I think, to come up with middle school siblings. But the point is, younglings started using that one first, then evolved over to middle school siblings. And I use middle school siblings a lot more these days than I use younglings. But everybody knows that younglings is definitely the original terminology that I started using in middle school siblings, is the secondary terminology. So, with that being said, I want everybody to understand God first. To all my middle school siblings out there, do not, under any circumstances, try to fit in with the quote-unquote real world out there outside your house in certain other communities, in certain other cities, in certain other wherever. Don't try to fit in with it. And I don't mean in a matter of like, I don't mean in a traditional manner. Don't try to fit in with like a traditional biblical reason. Don't try to fit into it. I mean in a reason of the real world is full of chaos. The real world is filled with just a bunch of garbage. It's a cesspool full of sin. But actually, once again, let me not go on towards the biblical terms of it. It's just chaos. It's dark. You know, it's soulless. You know, again, looking at some of these riots, I'm like, once again, if you have any type of discernment, you will understand. Some of these people, they're totally protesting for the right reasons. Others, they just needed an excuse to go out there, cause mayhem, break buildings, and or burn down buildings, breaking cars, and do their little looting, etc. And I'm disturbed, I'm disgusted, and I'm telling you, that's one of the top reasons why I take so much pride in my 12 U's, my 13 U's, my 14 U's, you name the age group. That's why I take so much pride in these young children, because if I do not, dare I say, what else am I living for? To an extent. Now, that's not to say that without them I wouldn't have a purpose. It's just with them I feel God's love. With them I feel the ultimate purpose. With them I feel the most happiest. Nothing else gives me such or quite a purpose than knowing that I'm having an effect on young people's lives. Now, I'm only, again, 21, heading on 22. I am a mentor, Not certified for it, but again, people love and respect me as such. The advice that I give, the care that I take, being there for them to cheer them on at their sporting events, you name someone else is doing what I do, or at least on the scale and the rate at which I'm doing it, and or at least want to do it. God first on anybody out there who is doing it close to me, if not even better than me. God bless your soul, keep on doing it. The youth need us today more than ever. I'm telling you, in today's day and age, to all my middle school siblings, to all my younglings out there, do not try to fit in with this real world and pretend that this real world is going to have your back. Now, it's not, One of the biggest differences between our elders and us is that we're more caught up on following the crowd and trends. Some trends are good, some trends are bad. Some crowds are good, some crowds are bad. Some of us will follow crowds and trends no matter if it kills us or not. That's another thing I want people to, again, be more aware of and stay away from and try to bring more awareness to, because we gotta, again, stop that death toll somewhere, shouldn't we? And so on. I'm telling you, to all my younglings out there, all my middle school siblings out there, stop trying to fit in with this real world. Don't try to go out there and be a part of the real world. And I mean in terms of, once again, don't, go out there and, of course, be a part of the labor force. Get yourself whatever godly job it is that you want and or you feel that your calling is to get. Go out there and try to live a normal, reasonable, fashionable life. But don't go out there trying to, just be like everybody else that you see. Because I'm telling you, that life is very empty. And so on. Like I'm telling you, looking at some of these videos of these people just, riding the way they're riding, burning down buildings, breaking in cars. These people, it's almost like a civil war outside, depending on what, which city, which county, which state, and more, which area of the town. It's like a dang civil war outside. These people know exactly what they're doing, and they're definitely here to cause as much negative damage and harm as possible. You know, I mean, the way that they're constructing their crimes or doing their dirt is just not healthy. It's not proactive. It's not beneficial. I mean, for a second there, I'm thinking to myself, wow, you're giving the gangbangers a negative name. Because think about it, you know, you're out there burning down buildings. I mean, you're out there burning down buildings, breaking in cars, just doing a bunch of terrible stuff. And I really had that thought to myself like 30 minutes ago sitting on the couch. I'm like, these people are giving gangbangers a bad name, bad reputation. Now, that is towards me not being politically correct, because that's just a God honest and real opinion. Compare your neighborhood gangbangers to these people, or try to contrast them, whichever term works best. And you tell me who's the real criminal, who commits the most crime, who's the real bad guys. I'm telling you, to all my middle school siblings out there, don't try to fit in with the real world. To an extent, don't even get involved with the real world. Because it's just dark, it's cold, it's lonely, it's twisted, it's pathetic. I think the last word is the kicker. It's pathetic. The real world is pathetic. These people are giving everybody who society usually considers, with a bunch of other issues and such, giving them bad names. I mean, think about it. And nobody has to agree with the opinion, let alone the opinions. But I know definitely one thing you should agree with. All my younglings, all my middle school siblings, stay away from the real world. Stay out of the real world. Dare I say, stay perfect, stay clean, stay healthy, stay normal. I'm not joking. Keep your innocence, your innocence as long as you can. Literally. I'm going to probably write a few more songs tonight about that exact same subject. To all my younglings out there, keep your innocence as long as you godly can. This ain't about intercourse when I say that too. This is literally about, just don't go out there and try to fit in with this fallen, chaotic, pathetic, world that we live in. All my younglings, keep your innocence as godly long as you possibly can. You are better than half of these people could ever hope and dream to be. They just needed reasons. They just needed a reason to go out there and write. And they're looking for it. They found it. And that's what and look what they're doing to their cities. To these buildings. The graffiti, the vandalism, you name it. That's what I'm saying. Younglings out there, keep yourselves as innocent, as clean, and pure as you godly can. Do not, dare I say, don't grow up. Dare I even say that to all my younglings out there, do not grow up. Please don't grow up. And I mean godly. That means godly. Godly. Do not grow up. If there's even a way to fuse both those words, do not grow up. Stay pure. Stay clean. Stay innocent. And I just added the perfect word there just to say, stay perfect. But please, for the love of God, for the love of all things that are sane. I wanted to say sanity, but then I just said sane. For all, for sanity, for the love of sanity, for the meaning of sanity, please just stay the way you are. Stay the same, I guess. I mean, you get the point by now. Telling you, don't go. I'm telling you, to all my middle school siblings. That's why I do constructively try to mentor, hang around all these young kids. You know, no matter what grade they are, but definitely around those middle school age groups, early high school age groups, as I'm 2 years removed from high school. Because these kids are still the God first future. They inspire me about the God first future. I want to be a part of their lives, their support systems for the God first future. These kids give me hope for the God first future. Because if you're looking at what's going on outside in some of these communities and so on, you would think the world's ending right now. That's what you would think. The world's ending right now. The world is a cold, dark, twisted, bitter, negative, cesspool, wasteland. And I think with some of these riots and looters, they're just proving it more and more and more. God bless the world of music, but this is totally bigger than music. Dare I say this is bigger than God bless the Jonas Brothers. This is bigger than Happiness Begins. Even though I didn't listen to the album yet fully, but this is bigger than even that. This is, dare I say, this is your inner sanity. I mean, I want to chalk it all down to this is just, do these people don't know Jesus. I want to chalk it all down to that, but I'm trying to, use as many down-to-earth, non-spiritual terms as possible. To all my middle school siblings, please stay clean, stay pure, stay sane, stay normal. Dare I say, stay perfect. Dare I say to all my middle school siblings, stay perfect. Now, like, that's just, I mean, I'm telling you, stay innocent. I mean, I'm telling you, stay in. I'm gonna stay it, cause there's nothing to fit in with. You don't want to fit in with this real world. There's nothing good comes with trying to fit in with the real world. There's nothing good that comes from it for the most part. I might just film another video. Actually, no, I'll just let it go to 15 minutes if it goes. There's nothing good that's gonna come from you trying to fit in with the real world. There's nothing good gonna come from it. Look outside with some of these communities. Gun violence and gang banging aside, just look at what they're doing with these riots and these protests. Literally, there's almost nothing good these days coming from trying to fit in with the real world. Kids of all ages, godly, stay pure, stay clean, stay innocent. Please. Because without you, there is no hope in this world. There really isn't. I mean, let Jesus' light shine through you. Please, let Jesus' light shine on you, shine through you, breathe in you. Let it do it. Let your love and your light glow. Because there's just no reason to fit in with this quote-unquote real world. There's no reason. It's fallen. It's sick. It's twisted, satanic. Amongst so many other terms I can name, don't try to fit in with the real world. Ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, particularly my middle school siblings, don't try to fit in with this real world. As you grow up, don't grow up. Do not try to fit in with this real world. You're better than this real world. I'm telling you, and God is my judge on this. Dare I say, stay naive. Dare I say, stay naive. Stay in your own little perfect bubble. Dare I say. But it's more so towards the rational sense of what I'm trying to say. Be aware of the real world. But like the Bible says, do not, try to fit in with the real world. And then 3 on that list, I guess, is indeed, to an extent, stay in a bubble. Because it's better in that bubble than it is outside in the quote-unquote real world. You want to live, dare I say, to all young kids out there, if you want to live a long and prosperous life, stay in your bubble. Stay pure, stay clean, stay in it. Stay in your bubble. Dare I say. Stay in your bubble or stay naive, whichever term or phrase you were to use there. Do not try to fit in with this quote-unquote real world. You are better than this real world could ever hope to be. It's lost, it's fallen, it's satanic, it's all of these other terms that I can continue to keep on using. More coming soon on whatever else topics I can name. I just had to get that point out as clearly as God first possible. Your boy, the man, NJ to the city, out. God bless. Peace.